The NBA draft class of 2021 is considered by many to be one of the most cursed draft classes of all time, but they've only been around for 3 years. In that short period of time, there have been DUIs, grooming allegations, a death, and more. So we gotta ask, what happened with the class of 2021?
Tonight, a Charlotte Hornets player arrested and charged with DWI just 2 days before the team opens the regular season.
All right, my second item is my shorts. Everywhere I go, I gotta have my shorts. These are the pleasure shorts.
Post saying he engaged in an inappropriate relationship with a minor.
I can't wait to see you at draft night, Daddy.
Come
I
on,
can't
bro.
wait to
Come
see
on,
you
bro.
at draft night, Daddy.
The 75th edition of the NBA Draft was held at the Barclays Center on July 29th of 2021, and it would already start with a tragedy.
Terrence was expected to be drafted tonight, but he tragically passed away in April following a car crash. He was 19. His extraordinary talent, commitment, and dedication to the game deserve to be recognized on this stage.
Terrence Clarke was once projected to be a lottery pick, signing with Rich Paul and Clutch Sports, seemingly on a way to basketball stardom. On April 22nd of 2021, after finishing a workout with his teammate, Clarke would be involved in a high-speed traffic collision where he failed to stop at a red light, crashing into another car, which unfortunately took his life. His teammate and future draft pick, Brandon Boston Jr., would witness it all happen, being the car right behind Clarke's. On Twitter, he would be remembered by current NBA players, and he was ceremoniously chosen between the 14th and 15th picks during the draft, which his family would go on to accept on his behalf. His teammate Brandon Boston Jr. was later picked up as a 51st draft pick and now plays for the Los Angeles Clippers. Jaylen Brown would even pay respects to Clarke by wearing his high school jersey during the 2024 Slam Dunk Contest.
Terrence Clarke, the late Terrence Clarke. Oh, yeah, they went to high school together.
I like it, but that's an in-game dunk.
Terrence Clarke.
I do.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll give you a 48. I've seen.
The first pick of the draft went to the Detroit Pistons. And you can't have shit in Detroit, so they chose Cade Cunningham. Nothing special about him, but the second pick, Jaylen Green, has some stories to his name. An old video was posted to Twitter showing Jaylen Green thrusting number 24 draft pick Josh Christopher in what seemed to be a dorm room.
This is amazing. What? No, this is the second video?
Hey, I'm not judging. It's perfectly normal to be dry humping your future teammate vigorously on your bed with friends around. But other people don't seem to think so. Bigots and past lottery busts would comment on this situation, leading Jaylen Green to log off Twitter, going on to use his thrusting skills on a new partner, Drea Michelle. In March of 2024, Drea would announce that she was pregnant, expecting a child with Jaylen, and normally you'd be happy for the two, right? Pregnant people, congratulations! No, you have to take a closer look at their ages, with Jaylen being 22 and Drea being 39. Think about it like this. Drea was in high school when Jaylen was born, and now they have a child together. Drea also has a history of dating NBA players, first appearing on the show Basketball Wives since its inception till mid-2015, when she would depart from the show for other ventures. With their age gap and her history of sleeping with NBA players, people were worried Drea might have groomed Jaylen. Drea felt she was misunderstood, but Drea had previous kids from another relationship, and the eldest was born in the same year as Jaylen Green. Nothing illegal, but overall disturbing behavior coming from this woman almost twice his age. However, Jaylen doesn't seem to mind, and they're happily celebrating their new child together. The number 4 draft pick, only All-Star, and my personal favorite of the class, Scotty Barnes, was chosen by the Toronto Raptors, and they've only ever seen an emerging star since. Scotty Barnes is a very funny-ass person, whether he wants to be or not. He just gives off that very unserious vibe. But internet trolls took that joke a little too far. They would start posting memes of Scotty Barnes calling him autistic, with Scotty even commenting on the situation saying,
Bro's never being autistic to the allegations, but that's not like, bro, come on, bro. What's up with y'all, bro? Like, it's weird, bro. Like, how did that go upon me? I don't get it.
In March of 2024, an account named Brick Muse, now going by Brick World, would promote his dogshit merchandise that had a shirt of Scotty Barnes with the word autistic on it. In a wholesome Twitter moment, users began calling out Brick Muse, making memes of him, and eventually leading him to do a whole rebrand. Scotty Barnes was grateful for his fans standing up for him, and the Toronto Raptors would even call them the real ones. As Scotty lays down on his Scotty bed, we move on to the next draft pick, Jalen Suggs. Jalen Suggs is neither cursed nor has he ever been in any controversy. His family gene pool is surprisingly blessed, with many of his cousins being pro athletes themselves, with the only unfortunate thing being their last names. We'll save draft number 6 for the end, but draft number 7, Jonathan Kuminga, seemed to have the same problem as Jalen Suggs. On his debut, Jonathan Kuminga would be nicknamed the Cum Bucket, with the name trending on Twitter and memes being made throughout his performance.
They drafted the cum bucket? That's crazy, bro. What y'all feeling about that? And number 7, Jonathan Kuminga? Wait, what? That wasn't his nickname?
James Bucknight would be picked up 11th by the Charlotte Hornets and would later be picked up by the police following a drunk incident. Officers would respond to a call about Bucknight sleeping in his car, blocking traffic in a parking lot. And when officers approached, they found his car turned on with him nodding off while holding a gun. They would attempt to wake him up, and when they did, he ate some Doritos and crashed into the 2 cop cars parked around him. James was found to have a blood alcohol content of 0.14, well above the legal limit, and was charged with driving while intoxicated, having to pay a bond of $2,500. Surprisingly, officers found that this wasn't his first case of drunk driving either, as he once crashed into another student's car at his university. With these cases and his underlying injuries, he was soon waived off the Hornets and his whereabouts are currently unknown. Joshua Primo was selected 12th by the San Antonio Spurs, but would be waived just a year later due to indecent exposure. In October of 2022, it was discovered that Joshua would be exposing himself to multiple women, and one of them would file a lawsuit against him. Joshua would express needing mental health treatment and was later waived by the Spurs on that same day. The NBA concluded its investigation on September 29th of 2023, just about a year later, concluding that Joshua did engage in inappropriate behavior, being suspended for only 4 games. But he was also picked up by the Los Angeles Clippers on a 2-way contract, later being waived by them in April of 2024. Kai Jones was picked up 19th by the Charlotte Hornets, and not much was heard of him until September 6th of 2023, when he was on Instagram Live sweating profusely and making bizarre statements.
By myself, not a drug, man. About to get traded. Man, I don't think so. I just met with Mitch today. I don't think I'm getting traded. I think the Hornets are very high on me. If I get that call on my phone, I will pack my bag. But I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. And they get hit and so.
He would then start tweeting claiming he was better than his teammates LaMelo Ball and Mark Williams, that he could beat both Shaq and LeBron in a 1v1, and that he has a better mid-range than his team's owner, Michael Jordan. Kai would stop showing up to team drills, his teammates would unfollow him, and the Hornets became concerned about his mental health. He officially requested a trade from the Charlotte Hornets on October 9th and was later waived from the team. Over a year later, he'd revealed that his great-grandmother passed away at the time and that he was pressured into seeking therapy for it, but that the Hornets also asked Kai to stay away from their training camp due to his social media posts, which is why he'd request that trade. Kai would deny the allegations that he was on drugs, instead saying he just wanted to brighten people's days up on social media, and in April of 2024, he would be picked up by the Los Angeles Clippers. For some reason, the Clippers just can't seem to stop themselves from picking up controversial players. There's 2 in the list already, and 3 if you count Brandon Boston Jr., the teammate of Terrence Clark. There's really nothing to say he did anything wrong. He was just sweaty and acting sporadically on Instagram Live, having a bit of a god complex, but we've all been there. Now, I wasn't too sure whether or not to include the next person because he wasn't actually drafted, but he was picked up in 2021 after going undrafted in 2020, so I'm adding him in as a technicality, but his story is one of the more disturbing ones of this video. Anthony Lamb was signed to a two-way contract with the Houston Rockets in March of 2021, when he'd be accused of rape by fellow classmates while he was attending the University of Vermont, with other such cases being called out as well. This originally went unnoticed in the NBA, with Lamb signing short contracts with the Spurs and the Rockets, before ultimately getting picked up by the Warriors. One of the victims would recount her experiences with Lamb over a year later, saying that he assaulted her and ignored her consent, leading to a toll on her physically and mentally. She repeatedly told Lamb to stop, but he ignored her requests and would later admit to some wrongdoings. She would file a complaint with the university, but was told that she only had two options: an informal, non disciplinary resolution, or a formal investigation that includes disciplinary action. Well, obviously, one would choose a formal investigation, but the university convinced her to think otherwise, that perhaps the informal, non disciplinary resolution may contain some disciplinary actions, who knows? Well, she picked the informal option, and what do you know? The university lied to her, with Lamb overall being protected, and feeling as though she had been misled, she would go on to join other athletes in a lawsuit against the NCAA. So if you don't mind me going on this tangent, what's the deal with male student athletes and assaulting people? That seems to be like a huge issue experienced amongst college students around the country. And there's thousands of cases of these athletes being called out for it. There's even a thesis written by someone at the University of Kentucky detailing how courts have been in favor of college students in rape trials. Anthony Lamb would go on to accept the terms of the informal resolution, which had almost no harsh disciplinary actions, but it was an admission of guilt, and the lawsuit against the NCAA and the University of Vermont never ended up in the victim's favor. For some reason, the court ruled that UVM's motion to dismiss is granted in part and denied in part, and new regulations were made in 2024 to protect athletes who were accused of sexual misconduct while the university investigates them. First of all, this doesn't help protect victims or survivors of assault, like at all, instead helping the accused. And while I understand verifying information and conducting a formal investigation, we're literally talking about a case where a victim felt she had been misled by her university to not conduct the formal investigation. And yeah, I understand that there can be false accusations, but Anthony Lamb signed off with the informal resolution and would later deny the assault years later. There is a certain degree of guilt he admitted to, and while he was never criminally charged, his case stands as a disgusting reminder of how universities are willing to protect their star players over their own students. And like most universities, the NBA is known to hide their skeletons. From Karl Malone to Kobe Bryant, the NBA has a long history of shielding players that have committed sexual assault. And with the Thunder standing first in the West, we gotta ask, don't they have a predator on the team?
Oh my fucking god! Fucking Josh Giddey! Is she of age? Is she of age? Is she of age?
On November 23rd of 2023, a tweet was posted showing Josh Giddey with an underage girl accompanied by two videos. One showing Josh Giddey congratulating the girl's brother.
What's up, man? It's Josh. Here with your beautiful sister. Good luck for your season. You're going to Sacramento soon for a game, so all the best of luck. We're going to come up and watch you. Take care of business.
And another showing him at the club with his girl as they're about to head back to his home.
What's up, my man? We're at the front of the club. Me and my girl about to head back to mine.
Her Instagram and other social medias would soon be discovered, confirming that she was still in high school and that the rumored age was about 15 years old. At the time this spread, Josh Giddey was 21 years old, meaning that they would have been 6 years apart and that, Josh Giddey might be a pedo.
Of course you do. Of course you do. Everybody wants to fuck the 15-year-old. Parked up outside in the old school.
What do you mean breathe, breathe? Don't tell me to breathe. I can't be. Yo, bring me a shot. Bring me a shot.
Memes, edits, and compilations of Josh Giddey would start to flood the timelines, with most people concluding that he was indeed a pedo.
Man, keep an eye on your daughters, man. You never know who the next predator can be out here in these streets that could be in your face. Josh Giddey. Fuck Josh Giddey. Fuck Josh Giddey. Fuck Josh Giddey.
I fucking hate Josh Giddey. You a bum ass nigga. But I guarantee you, if there was 15-year-old girls on the sidelines, nigga, you would have dropped fucking 50.
Yo, you pedophile!
Not so fast, said Adam Silver. The black SUVs were called in. The original tweet exposing Giddey was shortly deleted, and the OP deleted his account. The very next day, after practicing with his team, Josh Giddey was asked about the allegations, to which he had no comments on.
Over the past couple of days, there was some pretty serious allegations. I know nothing is concrete there, but is there anything you can say in this situation?
Yeah, I mean, I understand the question, obviously, but no, there's no further comment right now. I get the question, guys, and I completely understand you guys want to know about it, but just for right now, I don't have anything to say. Every game.
Head coach of the Thunders, Mark Daigneault, confirmed that Giddey will play. There's no change in status, and that it is up to the league to make their decision. The NBA officially started looking into the case on that very same day, and the girl in question would even go on to like a post over on Instagram announcing Giddey being investigated. As stated, Giddey would go on to continue playing, even while the investigation was going on. This led many fans to start booing him whenever he touched the ball. In a game against the Timberwolves, all you can hear were boos coming from the stands.
Going at Gobert, who has been one of the best shot blockers in the NBA over the last in-season tournament. The final night of group play. Both these teams in West Group C. Giddey on the turnaround.
Not only that, Josh Giddey was partnered with Australian cereal brand Weet-Bix on an estimated $40 million contract. When the allegations started circulating, Weet-Bix would wipe Josh Giddey from their social media, and he would seemingly be dropped from their company. On November 29th, for some reason, police in Newport Beach, California, would start looking into the allegations, noting that, "We have information and we're looking into it. Thank you for that informative piece, Sergeant Steve Oberon." The investigation was officially underway, but the girl and her family were reportedly refusing to cooperate with officials. Adam Silver wasn't considering sending him to China.
Get ready to learn Chinese, buddy. It won't be long before you're playing point guard for the Guangdong Tigers. You trash-ass motherfucker. Fuck out of my face with that bullshit.
Instead, he would later tell ESPN that he wouldn't suspend Giddey based on the allegation alone, and that he'd rather take a backseat approach while the proper authorities investigated.
I think if you look back, I can't think of many circumstances where we've suspended a player based on an allegation alone. And in this case, so we have an allegation, and then you have a police investigation and a parallel league investigation. I'd always also add that where there is a criminal investigation, we take a back seat. And so you have an allegation, you have an ongoing criminal investigation. That impacts how the players and the Players Association can work with us because, of course, the player needs to protect his rights. So I'm not going to say never ever, but I think this is the path we've consistently followed in the past.
In my opinion, it's hypocritical of him to say that since Ja Morant was suspended for 25 games without a criminal investigation for brandishing a firearm, violating his Second Amendment rights while protecting Josh Giddey's pedophile rights. Josh Giddey would later be interviewed by Code Sports, clarifying that they met in 2021 at a nightclub that only admits people over 18, being unaware that she was underage when he hooked up with her. After finding out that she was underage, he broke off the relationship, but some things just don't add up. In 2021, Josh Giddey looked like this, close to what he does in 2023, but with some slight differences. Hear me out. I'm not a forensics analyst or anything, but in these videos, he does look closer to what he did in 2023 rather than what he did when he was drafted. It may not mean anything, I just wanted to point out that that is not what he looked like in 2021. On January 17th of 2024, Josh Giddey was cleared of any wrongdoing. After a thorough and exhaustive examination, we have completed our investigation into information that was circulating on social media involving Josh Giddey. Our detectives have reviewed all the available information and were unable to corroborate any criminal activity related to Mr. Giddey. But did they really? I've been told that "she said she was 18" is not a real excuse. It's such a common saying that movies and TV shows parody that sentence all the time. For some reason, The Newport Police Department was investigating this case when the nightclub and everything that occurred happened in Oklahoma. Secondly, there's video evidence of Josh Giddey with the girl who, again, was still in high school when this was being reported. He's also wearing 2 different outfits in these videos. Third, he says, "We're going to come up to see you," when he refers to the girl's brother, meaning that he was potentially trying to strike up a relationship with her.
What's up, man? It's Josh. Be with your beautiful sister. Good luck for your season. You're going to Sacramento soon for a game, so all the best of luck. We're going to come up and watch you. Take care of business.
Lastly, I don't believe this case was handled in any proper way. It was settled in under 2 months when the Joshua Primo case took over a year. Josh Giddey did not fucking look like this in 2021. And most concerningly, nothing happened to Josh Giddey. They caught him in 4 fucking K and nothing happened. No suspended games, no HR meeting, not even a single person condemning that he slept with a junior in high school. Adam Silver essentially made the call to protect him. But when the Gooner Zion was being exposed by Mariah Mills, Adam Silver, where were you? You didn't protect him from shit. He was being sexually harassed online. You did nothing, dickhead. Andrew Bogut, for some reason, said he should keep his circle closer. You damn idiot. His circle did not expose this. A friend of the brother of the girl exposed it. But in any case, Josh Giddey got away with it. A lot of the people are going to justify it, saying she lied about her age. Oklahoma's age of consent is 16. The nightclub was 18 plus. Like, alright, okay. But just consider that if the girl corroborated, he would have at least faced some type of consequences. Because again, he did fuck a minor. Josh Giddey's career has been tainted, but he's on track to win an NBA championship at some point. Crazy how life works out for some people. And for the people of the 2021 NBA draft, it seems that life just doesn't want to work out in their favor. In the past 3 years, the curse of the 2021 draft has exposed some light on the newer generation of NBA players. As young stars, they need to be more responsible. So that means no more drinking and driving, no exposing yourself to others. Common sense, but some people seem to lack that. Don't sexually assault somebody, and don't try to fuck somebody that looks like they're in high school. Everything that could have gone wrong with this draft went wrong. And I can't express how cursed this draft really is. We'll probably see more stories in the future, but for now, what do you think? Is the 2021 NBA draft the most cursed draft in history? Or do you have one that's even more insane? Let me know down in the comments below. Subscribe to see whatever I'm in the mood to post. And lastly,
What's up, baby? I see you know what you do out there with the Liberty Swingers, all right? Go easy on the young ones, my man. I saw you on TV last night. Wasn't clean what you said. I can't keep myself. Stay off that television set. You're talking crazy, looking crazy. Your clothes look crazy. You look ridiculous. What do you mean? What age are we talking about here? What do you mean, buddy? We're gonna keep our children away from you, my brother, all right? Stop touching the little ones.